everyone, my name is Patrick and welcome to my channel, Video Game Classroom. I want this first video to kind of serve as an introduction to what my channel is going to be all about, but I also want to take you on a tour of my new room, my new setup, going into the next generation of gaming. I worked really hard on it. I was on Reddit battle stations almost daily during lockdown, during all that stuff, and I'm just really super proud of it, and I want you to kind of see my workspace. I know that these are usually pretty popular, and people tend to do it later on in their channel, but I just want to use it, I just want to kick off my channel with it. So I'm going to take you around the room, show you my collections, my setup, my displays, everything like that, and then I'm going to wrap it up and talk to you about what the channel is going to be all about going forward. All right, I hope you enjoy. All right, so let's get started here. We're looking at the floor right now because I like to create dramatic effect. We're going to pan up to the bookcases you saw behind me, and then we are going to swing around to our actual setup. So what I have here are two IKEA Billy bookcases with glass cabinet doors. The reason I have doors and I can't have everything out in the open is that I have cats and they will chomp on everything. So let's start up here with one of my favorite franchises of all time, Metroid. The collection is a little meager, and some of the other collections I have are meager as well, but I'm definitely going to be improving them and adding stuff to them throughout time. The reason I have some Alien stuff on here is just because it kind of goes hand in hand with Metroid. And you're probably wondering what these little cats are. Well, these are my cats in real life, actually. So I have Ridley, Samus, and Joe, like the manga Samus and Joey. And then down here I have where my Resident Evil PS4 collection is going to go now that everything minus Code Veronica is on PS4. And then I have the rest of my Splinter Cell stuff coming, the rest of the books, and my copies of Double Agent are coming as well. Also got the last figure ever made for Splinter Cell. I got this off Amazon just recently. I don't think it'll ever come back in stock because, as we all know, this franchise is dead. Ubisoft doesn't care about it, and as we saw, especially with that stupid mobile game, whatever that was called. Now we have our Zelda collection here. This used to be a lot larger, but I had to sell some of it due to me being strapped for cash. So I have some cool stuff like Link's Awakening, collector, like the Dreamer edition for Wii, Breath of the Wild Wii U edition, one of the absolute worst systems ever made. And then just some cool stuff I got from conventions, like my my Wind Waker art here, Majora's Mask art that I got from an ex-girlfriend, definitely the only good thing to come from that relationship. And then just some amiibos and stuff that I'm definitely going to be adding more to, and especially with the games as well. And then down here I've got my Hollow Knight shrine that I'm going to be adding to as well, with some plushies and other collectibles, and of course Hollow Knight Silk Song whenever that comes out in 2059. And and there's Wario, who was of course the main star of Hollow Knight, just an absolute stellar protagonist. Over here I have my Johnny Silverhand 2077 or Cyberpunk 2077 figure. The reason that it's here is just because, like I mentioned earlier, with the chomping on the guitar, just won't work with Ridley, so it's got to go somewhere, and that's the only place it can go right now. And then I just have some more random stuff here. This is where I'm just going to add more, games that I'm not really seriously collecting for, that I just want the games themselves. Things like Last of Us, Shadow of the Colossus, Uncharted, my favorite Final Fantasy 12. Definitely going to get the DS copy as well to kind of complete that. And then my favorite JRPG of all time, which is Lost Odyssey. Some other stuff like Knights of the Old Republic, big box editions for PC. Gonna complete my Red Dead Redemption collection as well. I have the second one on PS4 just digitally because I'm an idiot and doesn't know how to collect properly. Dragon Ball Fighters that I have on PS4 and Switch. Got the Switch version just so I could get my ass kicked online. Some Dragon Ball stuff some people got me. Some of my runoff collections of Metal Gear Solid. You're gonna see the actual shrine when we go around to the desk. I just have so much of it that I have no more space for it. And then in the second bookcase over here, we've got one of my other favorite franchises of all time. A franchise that gets a lot of flack, but I personally love it, God of War. And I went with this cool theme of like ancient Greece to Old Norse. So here we have like the art books from 3, Pandora's Box, and then ending with my big book of Greek myths. And then we have all of the Greek games, minus Ascension. I still have to pick that one up. Just wasn't a particular fan of it. And then we go into Norse myths as well for a book that kind of pans into the game that is out now, the games that are coming for PS5. And then I'm probably going to get another figure here to kind of just help bring it a little more to life. Got stuff like the Leviathan axe, little figure one of my friends got me, so just really cool. And then down here is my semi-holy grail, my shrine to one of my favorite franchises of all time. I keep saying that. Dark Souls. I absolutely love Dark Souls. I have everything like from that Souls-esque, like Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and then of course the trilogy. I have the remastered trilogy. I have art books, collectibles, strategy guides, journals. I've got figures from the collector's editions, maps of Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Estus Flask. I put this here because I didn't know where else to put it right now. But yeah, I just absolutely love Dark Souls so much. And I can't wait for Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. And then we have art of Destiny, my Destiny journal, my grimoire for Destiny. You might not believe it, but this is my favorite game of the generation. I love Destiny so much. The only issue is I never collected for it, so I don't have anything going for it right now, but I'm gonna start. I have like 2,000 hours across D1 and D2. So I thought that a shrine, some collectibles might be appropriate. And then down here, just some of my other favorite games to play growing up. I love things like Grand Theft Auto, Mass Effect, Kingdom Hearts. Just got like complete collections. I still need to add a few things like Grand Theft Auto 1, Grand Theft Auto 2, Mass Effect, Andromeda, GTA London, Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Just some stuff to kind of round it all out. So, and then of course the Mass Effect Andromeda books. And then of course I need to, speaking of books, add some more StarCraft and some Diablo books in here, and Reaper of Souls to help flesh out my collections of StarCraft and Diablo. And oh, there's Samus. All right, so we're gonna pan around now to the actual setup. So I've got my shrine, my holy grail to the greatest franchise ever made, Metal Gear Solid. Up top, we've got stuff like the MGS5 Collector's Edition, Metal Gear Solid Rising, bandana from Peace Walker, the Risk board game still sealed from MGS4, a whole platform to the greatest game ever made, Metal Gear Solid 2, my initial copy that I got from EB Games, the book, a sealed copy, at least I mean, used, but sealed copy, Black Label for PS2, Xbox Substance, MGS2, the document, a little amiibo, my second favorite game of all time, Metal Gear Solid, you know, other stuff like doo-doo-ass Twin Snakes, garbage MGS5, but then I got like collector's editions of MGS4, the Essentials collection for PS2, HD collections, all that stuff. And then down here, my third favorite game of all time, MGS3, Snake Eater Subsistence, got my original copy from Sears back in '04. The reason I put the limited edition up front is just because I got it as a gift and it means a lot to me. It wasn't very hard, it wasn't very easy to find, and also was very expensive. And then I just kind of decorated some Big Boss stuff around it, like Peace Walker, Portable Ops, just to kind of fit with that timeline. And then spin-off stuff like Rising, Acid 2. And then down here, kind of the heavier stuff that I was afraid would collapse the glass or break it. So I put like strategy guides, art books, comics, Ashley Wood stuff, Game Informer covers, all that kind of stuff that I really enjoy. And then the rocket arm from MGS5, V for Victory, V for Peace. Not a fan of the game at all, but I really do like that little figure down below. Definitely got to add some lights to kind of help bring it out a little more. And then we have the actual setup, all from IKEA. The chair, the Alex drawers, the Carlby desk, the Skogs, the shelf riser. I think it is definitely a setup you probably have seen on other places, but I was a particularly big fan of it and had to go for it right away. So I went with obviously a very blue theme. You can see like my sheets are blue, the Billy bookcases are blue. I just wanted that navy blue look all around. And then I just have stuff like my pastel Joy-Con covers, a total pain in the ass to put together. My Custom Labs controller from Xbox, my Cyberpunk controller from Xbox, Cyberpunk headset that I've got from SteelSeries, Etsy controller stand. I will link the seller down below in the description. Some fake plants here to kind of help make me seem like I'm more in touch with nature than I actually am. Just kind of helps get those creative juices flowing. Have my Cyberpunk Xbox here, and very, very unique, very cool. It even makes like cyberpunk noises when you turn it on and off. So very cool, love that. And then I still gotta update the date. And then just other stuff like PS4, my wireless charger, my Alexa, and a footrest that I put together from IKEA mixed with stolen carpet tiles from Home Depot. And here is my...
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Quiet. And then I have my LG ultra-wide 34-inch from LG. This is where I'm gonna do my PC gaming. And then up above is going to be my Samsung 4K, where I'm gonna be doing some streaming and my console gaming as well. And of course, everything is Cyberpunk themed. Definitely been looking forward to that game for about 8 years. Very, very excited. Well, all right, there's my setup, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will answer them. And I will send it back around and we will wrap this video up. Okay, well, there's my setup. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I worked really hard on it, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm super proud of it. And like I mentioned in the tour, it's not totally done. I still have a few things to go, like art pieces, lighting, peripherals, such as keyboard, mouse, so I can have a little more aesthetically pleasing color matching. But for now, the rough draft, I guess as you could say, is done. And I'm ready to start writing and editing videos and uploading and whatnot. And I can't wait to get started. You're probably wondering what kind of videos this channel is going to be putting out. You may have seen these on other channels as well. I'm a big fan of them and I wanted to get started myself. And those are lengthy video game critiques and discussions, theories, things like that, character studies, just overall general discourse involving video games. And I want to try and have a more in-depth discussion outside of things just like, how was the gameplay, how was the story, how are the controls, you know, those 10-minute reads that you find on most websites. I want to have a more interesting thought process or more interesting discussion involving AAA games, indie games, current games, games of the past, things like that. What the games mean, what they're trying to say, all of that stuff. I want to engage in those debates and those discussions, and I hope you will as well. And I hope that you'll stick around and you'll check out a video or two and become a supporter of the channel. It's definitely going to be a long road, but I'm very excited and I can't wait to get started. I do expect the first video to be up probably sometime around next month, maybe this time next month. So definitely look forward to that. And I hope that I'll see you there. Thanks for stopping by.